fasting, and it talks about the benefits of fasting. It says if you're ill with like a virus or something, fast 3 days. And what's the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Fast 13th, 14th, and 15th of each month. This is if you have a small virus. If you have something that's a little bit, more harsh on your body, then you fast for 10 days. And if you have a serious life-threatening illness, you fast for 1 month. SubhanAllah, this is what this book says, who's written by a non-Muslim. So SubhanAllah, we see the benefits of fasting, and even that first Ramadan was it was difficult, because an American concept of giving up food for a full day from sunrise to sunset was very difficult. No water, no food. But alhamdulillah, you feel after 3 days or 4 days how your body needed that rest, and subhanAllah, how you benefited from it. And also spiritually, how you gain from the month of Ramadan, subhanAllah.
سناء ككل المسلمين أحبت الخير لكل أحبائها كما أحبته لنفسها.
We had talked, it's like I tell you, we bent our knees, and not only me, my children also prayed for their grandmother, and my mother's been in the hospital for about 2 years, where she wasn't released, where she's been kept in the hospital. And we called her one evening. It was her birthday, and even though we don't celebrate birthdays, it was her birthday, and she celebrates, and she's lets everyone know. And I said, Mother, what would you like for your birthday? She said, come take me out of this hospital and take me for dinner somewhere. So me and my sons drove, it was like 100 miles, so to her, and we got her and took her out to her favorite restaurant. And as we were sitting at the restaurant, it was time for Maghrib prayer. So as she was finishing eating, we said, Mom, it's time for us to pray. Now, should we take you back to the hospital first? The masjid's very close to us here. Should we go to the masjid? And she said, no, I'll go to the masjid with you tonight. And I'm like, are you sure? The weather's cold. It was January. It was freezing cold. And she says, no, for sure. I want to go to the masjid with you tonight. Would you take me with you? And so we went to the masjid. It was very cold, Louisiana night. It was raining and a little bit of sleet, coming ice with the rain. And we just wrapped her up. And I had bought her this beautiful shawl that it had hand embroidery on it. And it was a nice, beautiful wool color. And she was wearing it wrapped around her head like a scarf, because I told her if you go in the masjid, you have to cover your head. So she had it wrapped up nicely like a hijab. And we went inside the imam's office and set her. We went and prayed. When we come back, the imam was talking with her. And subhanAllah, discussing Islam. And when I remember coming into the room, he was like, well, do you believe in one God? She says, of course I believe in one God. Do you think I believe in more than one God? No, I only believe in one God. He asked, do you believe that Muhammad is the prophet, last prophet and messenger of God? And she said, yes, I believe in Muhammad. And he said, well, then why don't you take your shahada? She said, I'll take my shahada now. And subhanAllah, everyone was crying. There wasn't many people, but the few that were there, even the imam, he said, I wouldn't take $1 million.
تعلمت سناء أن تسأل الخالق وتتقرب إليه في حياتها، وخصوصا عند الحاجة، فهو سبحانه المعطي.
Another, throughout my life and times that I've had confirmation that Islam is the right way. There was, in 1995, I was diagnosed with cancer. And there was a long period of time where I literally went from doctor to doctor for them trying to find out what was wrong with me. And after 2 or 3 months, I found one doctor and she said, oh, I see your problem. She took some biopsies, and she called me the next morning and she said, you have this type of cancer. And so I had a new baby. He was a few months old. And I was so sad. I was just thinking, oh, subhanAllah, here I am sick now and I have this baby. And it was after the Dhuhr prayer, I went and I spent most of my day praying, because just for God to give me some direction. And when I went to sleep at Dhuhr time, after the Dhuhr prayer, I had a dream that I saw this, there was a man, he was maybe like 10 feet in front of me, and he was knelt down, and he was eating, some dates. And as he would eat, he'd put the seed, and he'd take another date. And I was wondering, what am I sitting watching this man for? And as I was standing there, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came to my back. He was right here. I could see his face in my peripheral vision. And he said, Sana, do you know who this is? And I said, no, who is this? He said, that's Abu Bakr Siddiq. And I was so excited that this is Abu Bakr Siddiq. I don't realize this is Rasulullah speaking with me. And I'm just, this is Abu Bakr Siddiq, this is, oh my, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. And then Rasulullah kept telling me his whole life he gave to the people. His whole life he gave. And subhanAllah, during this time my daughter woke me up. So I came, and I was thinking, what did this dream mean? What could it mean? So we called one shack, and he mentioned to me, he said, if you're sure this was dates that Abu Bakr Siddiq was eating, then subhanAllah, he didn't come to tell you that you're going to die. He came to tell you that you're going to have life. And subhanAllah, he said, you sure it wasn't Zaytun? Zaytun has a pit also. I said, no, it was Tamar. He said, no, he came to tell you you're going to have life. And subhanAllah, they found many complications with my cancer, from my throat to 4 tumors in my lungs. But subhanAllah, when I went to America, they were confirmed here by tissue samples, by specimens. We sent them to America and they were confirmed. When I went there, I had the initial surgery. And subhanAllah, by the time they took it out, they said it was finished. SubhanAllah, Allah cured me, Had 2 confirmations and positive biopsy specimens, and Allah decided to cure me. Alhamdulillah. So subhanAllah, his dream to me meant that, alhamdulillah, he would give me life, and did, subhanAllah.
خلق الله تعالى البشر لعبادته، وأينما وجد المسلم فهو داعية للدين الحق.
In closing, there's just a couple of things, advices that I would like to say. In America, we had many chances to make a dawah, and subhanAllah, there were so many converts while we were in Denver of people. Denver and Colorado, they have very open minds. The people there are not bigoted like the people in the South, and have more of an open mind to religion. But my advice, or not advice, is for anyone who wants to make a dawah to a non-Muslim, especially to a Christian, you have 2 or 3 seconds to either capture this person's attention or to lose them. And the most important thing that you let a Christian know is, I believe in Jesus. I believe in the Immaculate Conception. I believe in the virgin birth. I believe Jesus ascended into heaven. And I believe Jesus is coming again. And when Christians think that a Muslim believes that, they go, oh, no, you don't. You believe in Jesus, And when you tell them, we believe in more miracles of Jesus than you do as a Christian, then their mind is opened more into studying about Islam and to studying the beauty of Islam. And my advice to any person who is in the path now looking to just enlighten themselves about Islam is to just have an open mind and do what I said. Ask God to show you the way to Jannah. You're not asking them to show you a religion. You're asking for a path, a way that could lead you to heaven. That's what we need. In actuality, we have one chance at life, one chance to win. And when we sit in front of God, we hope we get our book on the right side, inshallah.